Hi, I'm Kurt Kelly for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter with coverage from NAB 2012. In this episode, David Becker talking in the clouds, literally, about their new technology with Production Minds, Pulse Network, and see what they were doing at NAB, and a special focus on Sheena Easton with an exclusive interview backstage after her performance at South Point Casino and Spa. This and much more is coming up. Stick around. I'm Kurt Kelly for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter.
Paul Devermann with New Blue, Chief Alliance Officer. I'm talking with Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter.
Welcome to NAB 2012, live from Las Vegas. From Las Vegas, it's NAB 2012.
Hi, I'm Tony Orchard with Intel in front of the Thunderbolt booth here at NAB 2012.
I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. Now we go to the clouds, literally. David Becker is with Production Minds, and they have a new technology.
I'm Kurt Kelly with Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We're with Production Minds, a new evolving company with David, and you are the Chief Money Guy.
Well, we like to say CRO, Chief Revenue Officer.
Because revenue kind of transcends money. Money could be different than euro.
We'll take euros, we'll take rubies.
Yeah.
We will take, I don't know, anything that will...
Silver trinkets? No.
Okay. The last time I was here, I was speaking at NAB with Fremantle. They had invested in a company called Uproar, which was a game show website. Yeah.
Production Minds was whose innovative ideas?
Mm-hmm. So Production Minds was actually comes from the CTO, Gabor Kertai, who you've been interviewing, and Gabor is both an incredible software developer as well as somebody who's been involved in pre- and post-production for the last 12 years. Line producer, as well as doing post. And what he saw was a very chaotic situation, especially with co-productions. Mm-hmm. So how, as Susan Powder said, can we stop the insanity? And he is doing that through using his knowledge both of really smart software as well as his insights into the way that productions come together. Mm-hmm. And the challenge today is that most productions are run through tools that we have had for the last 25 years. And by that I mean email, mm-hmm. Word, and Excel. Right. The whole issue here is really having the information that you need to run your production in one place, updated in real time, accessible from any internet-connected device. And if you do this in Excel and you stick it up maybe on the Dropbox, which is terrific, but as soon as somebody makes a change, the document is changed. The key is to send the communications to the people who actually will have something to do either with improving the production or should receive the notification. Does a wardrobe mistress have to know about a specific location? Not until later in that production.
How do you protect yourself, as a lot of technology companies have mm-hmm. had to do from the bigger fish, if you will, mm-hmm. From coming in and usurping your efforts at this stage of the game? Okay. You've been down this road.
Yeah, in the old days when I was working for another company, they said, well, Microsoft would just say, we can replicate this in 3 weeks with 100 developers. The fact is, what Gabor Kertai has created and what we've created as a company is unique to the process of mm-hmm. of film and television production. And you really have to know that. It is not just enough to assign a really good software developer. You have to have lived it, you've gone through the pain, and you know what you're trying to improve upon. So yes, other people could, but the reality is when we are presenting here at NAB, so many people are saying, oh my God, this guy said we should have had this 80 years ago. He said it's a godsend. And when you have comments like that, well, you know that nobody else has, maybe somebody has done scheduling, maybe somebody else has done a little bit of budgeting. Nobody has pulled it all together in a way that's accessible regardless of where you are in the world, as long as you have an internet connection.
we're going to make it by turning the lights on and shining it on DMLite, a new technology that is being shown at NAB 2012 in Las Vegas.
Tell us about your company from Korea.
This company is specialized for TV and the film motion picture industry. So we are producing LED, but this LED is different from another company because it's high CRI, which means it has more highlight capacity than the other company.
LED light is more efficient for other LED light. Our light is more powerful than another light because we provide high CRI. We provide high quality light source. High CRI means similar to the natural light.
Oh, natural
light. Yeah.
So almost like natural sunlight, if you will.
Natural sunlight, high CRI, color rendering index. Our light is similar to 95. Most another lights is similar to 70 or 80.
Coming up later in this episode, we'll meet with Pulse Network and get a first-hand bird's-eye view of what they were doing at NAB. That and so much more coming up from NAB 2012. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, this is Sheena Easton. We'll be right back with more, so please don't go away.
This is Nick Saber from the Pulse Network at thepulsenetwork.com. You're watching Kurt Kelly from the Actors Reporter.
Welcome back to NAB 2012 from Las Vegas. I'm Kurt Kelly for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. Welcome back to NAB 2012. While we were covering NAB for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter, we got covered on the Pulse Network.
Welcome back into our live coverage of the 2012 NAB show. We're here in the Bloggers Lounge in our Pulse on NAB show remote studio. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network. I've carved out a somewhat respectable career over 3 decades in broadcasting, struggling with this voice of mine. I always wanted to have one of those powerful radio voices, and our next guest, Kurt Kelly, is one of those guys, and I say it as a compliment.
Thank you.
You have the pipes, my friend.
And you know, it was strange at age 3 when I was asking for a cookie, people were like looking around, where did that voice come from? I have not gone through puberty yet, so it's a recurring nightmare that someday I might join the boys finishing point.
A lot of people that never go through puberty end up in jail. You've made a career out of it.
Yes. Yes, I have, actually.
You can quote me and put that on your website if you want.
Thank you. Can I quote that? I like that. I actually, speaking, we're at the Bloggers site here, I was blogging and Facebooking and Twittering, about to go live, so I'll be curious to see if your numbers bump up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think we hit about
We'll see what type of engagement we get. Okay. Hold that right up close to you so people can hear you. Our
can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go.
I'm actually from here in Michigan, which is Sheboygan, a small town in northern Michigan.
Sheboygan, yeah.
And my mother was very involved in politics, so I was blessed to grow up in a lot of that environment and started in news first, doing call-in news reports. And I've had the pleasure of consulting and insulting everyone from the White House to the Rolling Stones. So
no
it's been
kidding.
An amazing life.
And your company, Live Video Inc.
Yes.
How long have you had that? Talk about it.
In this incarnation, it's been around since the early 90s. We've had other incarnations. I actually started my first company while I was working at ABC in Los Angeles, named Kurt Kelly Inc. because I couldn't come up with anything else better at the time. And we've evolved it over the years, and now we produce television and film.
Great.
Companies come to us from around the planet, literally, and we cast voiceovers in any language. I've had recent languages that people, even in Europe, in their native countries, haven't been able to find good voice actors, and they contact me. And within 24 to 48 hours, they're hiring the talent we've sent to them. I also had convinced ABC to let me have my own company. I was doing worldwide distribution of syndication even back then. But I also started working with companies like Canon and Microsoft and started R&Ding their technologies. The first cameras used on the space shuttle, the high-8 cameras, the L1, that NASA was using, I was using on the ground, shooting concerts and putting them on the internet for the first time, and was one of the first 10 companies in the world to stream live broadcasts with Mosaic, University of Illinois, and Microsoft, pioneering no download technology.
The NAB show,
yes.
This one in particular and the show over the years, why does it work so well for a veteran broadcaster like yourself?
because it's always a learning experience if you're open to it. I'm not coming here with the drudgery of, oh, I got to shake a bunch of hands. I come here with, I got 2,000 cards in my backpack. I'm going to be handing out as many of those as I can, shaking as many hands as I can to get a card for future opportunities. I don't come here to make the opportunities happen here. I come here to make the doors open for those opportunities once I leave.
Live Video Inc. is the name of the company, Kurt Kelly Inc., or KurtKelly.com?
Sure, KurtKelly.com or LiveVideoInc.com, or you can Facebook me on several pages, or Kurt Kelly /Kurt Kelly 1 on YouTube.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
I'm everywhere.
Nice to meet you, Kurt. He's Kurt Kelly. I'm Butch Stearns. This is our continuing live streaming coverage of the 2012 NAB show.
I'm Maria from Brevity, and I'm with Kurt Kelly, having a great time at NAB.
Now, we get a first-hand bird's-eye view of how things go behind the scenes when a show of this magnitude is being put together.
Do you do this show, all shows here at the convention center? What brings you here today as the official gray carpet persons?
Well, we're doing the NAB show right now for Freeman. And this is the carpet we're laying out for the day the show open.
Right.
It's going to be a long night of carpet, about 10 hours of it.
10 hours of carpeting today? So when you start this carpeting, is this like a 12-hour day for you? How long is this day?
10 to 12 hours.
10 to 12 hours. How many days ahead do you start for a show of this magnitude?
About 2.5 weeks.
So how big is the team of people who are actually putting this show together? From the behind the scenes, we're putting in the carpet, the lights, the electric, whatever.
Say about
I'd say 1,000.
About
1,000 people are working on the show.
So if you're talking about between management, and you're talking about people that are working, all the different departments.
Right. Yeah, not the people who are in the back offices, the people actually working.
Right, and some of the management, they got to come out here and work too. They walk around. How much have we laid so far?
I think we laid about,
I feel like we laid a ton.
A ton, so like 2,000 pounds of carpeting. But how many square feet? Like 500,000?
Right now, it's about like 1,000.
Us too.
About 1,000.
1,000 square feet.
Right
Wow.
now.
All right, I don't want to get you in trouble with the union.
Definitely.
God bless you both.
Coming up later in this episode, we're going to get a real education firsthand from Lori and Abby, who are student interns at this year's NAB for Sony Electronics, one of the biggest vendors on the floor. We'll have an exclusive backstage pass interview with Sheena Easton.
I'm Dennis Wharton, the NAB Executive Vice President of Communications. I'm happy to be here with Kurt Kelly and Actors Reporters, the online service that I never miss.
It's on the way from NAB 2012 in Las Vegas. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc.
Hi, you're watching the Actors Reporter with Kurt Kelly. I'm Tom Mikovits here at the South Point in the heart of Las Vegas. Stick around and I'm going to give you some inside secrets to Las Vegas.
It's on the way from NAB 2012 in Las Vegas. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. Meet Lori and Abby, who are student interns at this year's NAB 2012 in Las Vegas with Sony Electronics, and hear what they have to say about their experience and the knowledge they've gained already.
Tell us about these cameras. Why are they so uniquely different, and how do I get one to take home today?
Well, you'd have to talk to one of our sales representatives to take one home today.
Okay.
But let's see, what do we have here?
This is the F3.
F3, okay, so this is a Super 35 Cine sensor.
Okay.
And it is in the same line as the FS100, FS700, and the F65, the F35. This is one of our third-party
frames.
Yeah.
And it comes with a cage.
So this goes to parties.
Yep, it goes to
Right.
parties.
Nice.
And this back end here is adjustable, so you can attach external monitors to it as well. It also has nice shoulder padding, so if you need to do camera work that involves putting it on top of your shoulder, this would work as well.
This is another third-party support system. This is a Red Rock rig that it's just it's still got the follow focus mat box and rails and a cheese plate in the back. So it's just mount the camera in the middle and you're pretty much ready to shoot. It can go on a tripod, or you can like add a shoulder pad in the back, so it's versatile. So you can go from like like a static shot on a tripod or a dolly to handheld. We've got the Ingenue Optimo here, which is a very nice zoom lens, and then these
Now,
like
is this
the
an
zoom
infrared
lenses.
lens?
No, it's just got the red like DP Rouge on it that it's specifically made for digital sensors.
Okay.
There's also the Optimo film zoom lens.
What will you both be doing a year from now? If you looked into your NAB crystal ball, what would it tell you?
I do a lot of freelance gaffing right now, and
Can you get a grip? Sorry.
The eventual goal is to be on CNN.
Really?
But I'm going to start out by doing multimedia journalism in a small podunk market in the next year or so.
I worked at Podunk once. It was
You
a long
did?
time ago, yes.
Okay, you'll have to recommend me to that.
To Podunk?
Working my way up to Spokane, I eventually want to land in Seattle, working as a reporter or anchor.
Coming up in a moment, a special segment from South Point, so we can see the behind the scenes of what goes on at South Point Casino and Spa on NAB 2012 live from Vegas. I'm Kurt Kelly with Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. Back in a moment.
Hi, this is Tom Wilson from Emotion 3D. We're at the NAB show 2012, just wrapping up, and we're very proud to announce that we were ranked #1 in terms of innovative technology at the show. Thank you.
Welcome back to NAB 2012 from Las Vegas. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We go backstage now at the South Point Casino and Spa after her show on an exclusive basis from Sheena. I'm Kurt Kelly with someone who I had the pleasure many days ago of playing your first records in the United States, Sheena Easton. How have you been?
Over the last 32 years.
Has it been that long already?
It's been that long.
Darn.
I've had my good and my bad days. But yeah, I'm in a good place in my life right now. I'm having fun. I think you could tell that.
Absolutely. I like how you get so open and almost raw at times on stage.
Well, I don't know if raw is the right way to go. I mean, there's not hardcore up there, but I just like to talk to the audience. You know, a lot of people come to see my show every time I'm performing in town, and it's like a little family out there. And I guess I don't like being phony up on stage. You know, I like just to be me. If I'm going to see an artist, I want to get a little bit of who they are, because if I just want to hear their voice, I'll just listen to the CDs. So I want to get some feel for their personality. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten much more relaxed. I'm much less concerned about looking silly or making a mistake. If I'm making a mistake or looking dumb, whatever, you know, so be it. It's much more about just being in the moment and connecting with the people in the room with you at the time, and I think that's what makes it an experience.
As I looked around tonight, it was amazing to see how many people seemed to know every word to your hits they were singing with you. Your first performance was when you were 5.
Yes, it was. It was for my Auntie Mary's silver wedding, and I guess I got addicted then because I saw all the adults like paying attention to me. And I'm the youngest of 6 kids. It's hard to get the adults' attention. So I had this little trick, I had this little voice that I could use, and they would watch me, and that got me hooked. Now, I don't know if chicken and egg, I don't know if the voice came first, and then the attention seeking was second, or if the attention seeking was first and I developed the voice, but I just know it was like, hey, I'm gonna get my attention of my mom, I'm gonna do it. I was at college, I was at drama school, and I was actually, my qualification was to teach drama, speech and drama, or humanities as y'all call it over in this country. Okay. So if I hadn't have gotten my gig, then I would have been teaching by day and singing at night. But when I first went to drama college, I went off and auditioned for a band, and I was singing my whole way through school, and I got my recording contract right at the end of it, so it all kind of dovetailed in nicely. But I did have a sensible job to fall back on.
Nice. Now, you mentioned earlier about critics. There are more critics sometimes than there are fans. How did it impact you? Obviously, you're a fighter, because Lulu is big from where you come from, and big here certainly also, but for her to make the remarks that she might not make it would have made some people turn around and go home.
That was actually part of a TV show that I did when I first started out. It was a documentary, and it takes way too long to explain, but it featured me. And during the course of that show, they took me to different people and I sang for them and I got their opinion. Now, if you're making a TV show and you want it to be interesting, you're not going to have everybody go, oh, she's lovely, she's so great, oh, she's beautiful, darling. That does not make for good TV. I may have been young, but I wasn't dumb. I knew that by signing up for this, just like anybody signing up for American Idol, you're signing up for some criticism.
Drama.
So I knew there'd be some, drama coming along. And Lulu actually was very sweet. I remember it as being her manager that pretty much said, you'll never hear anything from this girl. She's ordinary, she's nothing. She'll last 5 minutes. Now I'm paraphrasing, so I don't want her suing me. But it was basically, I was okay, but I was nothing to write home about. I was fine because for me, I was, getting a chance to be on TV and make a record. So you could say what you wanted, I don't care.
In the era where you started out, record companies really put a lot of money and got behind artists. That's not happening today anymore, is it?
I don't think that I think they run out the flagpole. If the single's not a hit the first 2 weeks, they pull it. They don't put the money into promoting it. That happens a lot. But I also come from the generation where it wasn't a studio manufactured sound. You didn't get your recording contract unless you could sing.
What's up? I'm Marylis Monton here on Actors Reporter with Kurt Kelly.
Coming up on a future episode of NAB 2012, Bob Uecker, as he's welcomed into the Hall of Fame. Paul Devermann from New Blue. We have continuing coverage of NAB 2012 coming up soon. I'm Kurt Kelly from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. Thanks for joining us.
So I'm Dennis Wharton with the NAB, Executive Vice President of Communications. Happy to be here with Actors Reporters and Kurt Kelly. Let me start over.
What's up? I'm here at NAB representing American Express and myself as a dancer, choreographer, and hip hop, and as an actress as well. Here with Kurt Kelly on Access. Yep. Can I just dub that?
Now it's time for the NAB 2012 special bonus moments from Las Vegas.
Hi, I'm Dave Asprey with the Bulletproof Executive. We're here at NAB 2012 watching some of the really high intensity action behind us. Here you've got used food, you've got used salad, and even worse, most of the stuff doesn't even have any butter in it. It's Dave Asprey with the Bulletproof Executive. We're here with Kurt Kelly and Actors Reporter. And we're actually sending all this food to Betty White's room.
Courtesy of Actors Reporter.
Betty, I hope you enjoy it. It's been custom prepared just for you. We love you, Betty. Sending food to James Cameron because he says he's going to take it down with him on the Titanic, man.
If you saw those trays rolling behind me, you need to understand they were full of bacon and butter to help some of the overweight celebrities here lose more weight on the Bulletproof diet.
Look at this board, these speakers, and this solid state production truck. I'm thinking this booth alone, maybe the truck alone, and we'll find out during the show, could be worth easily $1 million, maybe more, depending on what secret agent stuff they have inside. And guess what? It has the Queen's Award for Export Achievement. Oh, and they're out of Los Angeles. Oh, now this is interesting. Here's an interesting show fact. It just goes to show we meet people from around the world at a show like NAB. This is a truck that has won the Queen's Achievement Award, so obviously that didn't come from Des Moines. They're based in Los Angeles, but they're licensed in Iowa. Polk, Iowa, I might add.
Mark Aiken, Sinclair Broadcast Group, owner and operator of 75 stations and 45 U.S. markets. Chairman of the ATSC Mobile Standardization Activity, member of over 500 Butch groups. But the answer to your question is that we have to leverage all of the global technologies in the context of what we do as broadcasters. And I don't think it's a secret to a lot of folks in the audience that our organization and other organizations have proposed that we need a new broadcast platform that supports, amongst other things, a broadcast overlay. The concept of a broadcast overlay is really simple. If there was a component of the broadcast transmission standard that broadcasters use, the hardware requirements could theoretically be virtually nothing in future devices that are tied to the wireless network. In other words, if we had a standard that with extensions of LTE could be supported, broadcasters using LTE could be broadcasting to every device in the future with an extended LTE chipset. So the scalability of broadcast is clear to everybody. I don't think anybody misses that point. The question is how do we get into all these devices for the lowest cost point? And that really is a matter that has to be taken on because it's clear that there's not been an embracing of mobile, partly driven, I believe, by a cost factor and the fact that you're talking about a separate chipset, and Penny alluded to the fact that there are huge problems in implementing a separate chipset as opposed to something at the core of a chipset. So I consider we've got a mobile standard. It's version 1.0. We need to get into the business of mobile broadcasting, but parallel to that, we have to engage and move faster than we've ever moved as an industry to ensure our future with a proper transmission platform.
But if I can add one point there, because I think Mark hits on some key points, but I think it is important to recognize that how do you move fast? When you have hundreds of broadcasters across the country, maybe the fastest way is to push that investment to the device. Now, I understand that the device manufacturer has to take on cost, but if you can create value for that consumer by giving them access to the best content that they can possibly get, well, that's a value proposition that we think a lot of consumers will take device manufacturers up on. So we think that there is a gain for a device manufacturer to put that additional chipset into the device. We think they have a path to selling more devices if they make the chipsets that will enable broadcast TV.